We are at a major junction in our lives when we go, this now is about me. There's a lot of people out there saying, but who is she? Who is she? The hats that we have worn for so long have maybe blurred things a little bit for us, as in what brings me joy, what lights me up. It can be hard to shine bright when something's dimming your light. I think at this age, we do have a lot of stuff. We've lived life. We have lived, and with that has come baggage. The quicker you can get rid of that dimmer, whatever it is, the more powerful you're going to be. You are going to be unstoppable, whatever age you are. Welcome to 50 and Fearless, the podcast where bold women gather, grow, and go after more. I'm your host, Kylie Jones, and this is your time. Hello, and welcome to 50 and Fearless, the podcast, episode 10. We are at the final episode of season 1, and I am so damn excited. This has been such an amazing journey for me. I started this podcast, I'm going to admit it, very nervous, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what you would think of it all, this beautiful community, and I have been blown away by the response. So first of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you for helping me get over my fear of jumping in front of the camera, of sharing my voice, of sharing my experience, and I am so grateful that this has resonated with you so deeply and so strongly. This season, I have been very raw, I would say, and opened up, and it's just been me. It's been mostly me, except my one very special guest, sharing my journey with you. And in that time, we have covered where I started and how I started 50 and Fearless and the journey that I've been on. And as I like to say, hitting rock bottom and finding myself again and turning it all around. We have talked about helping there and being there for your best friend when they're going through divorce. And I gave you lots of tips and tricks on how to help your friend through that really, really tough time. We have also talked about really difficult stuff, and that's letting go of long-term friendships when you feel like they've run their course, and sadly you have to say goodbye to that to protect your own energy. We have also covered friendships in a really positive way of when new friends come into your world. We have also talked about the power of stepping into your no fucks era. You know how passionate I am about this. You know that I talk a lot about the positive of menopause and how it really does help you step into this amazing power. And I like to call it your no fucks era. And I want more women to know how powerful going through menopause is. It isn't just all the negatives. I then shared with you what I believe are the 5 F's every woman over 50 has to step into. And then I talked about my favorite topic, and that was the 80s, and why growing up in the 80s has made us the women we are today. So it's been a journey. It's been so special to me, and I am so incredibly grateful that you have all been here with me along the way. And if this is your first podcast you are listening to, I recommend you listen to this, but then go back to the start and listen to all of them, because they have built and built and built. And what I'm trying to build here is a space that we can really have amazing conversations, that I can share my thoughts, that I can be very open and honest with my thoughts, and focus on the positives of being 50. And that's what I want to talk about today. Throughout this podcast and the 9 previous episodes, I've shared a lot of things about the power of stepping into your 50s. And I really, really hope that they've resonated with you and you've taken away some really, really key points and you've put them into action. And if that is finding a new friend, letting go of friendships that are no longer working for you, or stepping into no fucks, or the power of the 5 F's, whatever it is, I hope there's something there that has really connected with you and it's something that you want to take forward. So, that is my very long intro. I want to talk about today, how do you now step into this person? And how do you put all the things that I've spoken about into practice? Now, this is a topic that I am not an expert on at all. And I probably haven't done enough of this, but it's something that I am really embracing now. And I think it's something incredibly powerful. And it's something that I want to share you again, my thoughts on it and why I think we have to start doing a lot more of it. And that is manifestation. Now, I don't want you to all turn off and go, I'm not into the hippie manifestation. I'm not into any of that sort of stuff. What I want to talk about is the power of wanting to know the woman that you now want to become. And there's an incredible power in that when you sit down and you actually think about, what do I now want the next 50 years of my life to look like? And I think a lot of us don't take time out to really think about this. So if you've listened to all the episodes previously and you've tapped into a few things like, okay, the power of no fucks, I get that. The power of your five F's. I do have friendships that I need to let go of. I do have friendships that I want to say hello to. And you've got all these things. But I think what happens in all of this is there's a lot of stuff going through your head. And throw in menopause as well. And we know that can throw us into chaos as well. There's a lot of stuff that we go through. So, what I'm going to ask you to do now is take time out for you and think about what you want the next 50 years to look like for you. Now, when I say that, I am not talking about, I want to buy a new car, I want to buy a new house, I want to travel the world. I'm talking about you. Who do you want to be to show up to the world? Because we've worn a lot of hats, as I talk about, and we've played a lot of different roles up until this point. And I believe now we are at a major junction in our lives when we go, this now is about me. And I think, and I'm the same, I think there's a lot of people out there saying, but who is she? Who is she? Who is me? So, what I want to talk about today is the power of actually taking time out for yourself and really thinking about this. Now, a lot of people call this manifestation, and you can call it what you want because I know sometimes people get a little bit freaked out by the word manifestation. But what it actually is putting out to the universe, this is who I want to be, and this is who I want to show up as. Now, to do that, I want you to get a notebook and I want you to get really descriptive of the woman that you now want to be stepping in to this new era that you're moving through. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be at a certain age to be doing this either. It may be that you're at that point of actually, who am I now? And that could happen to some people at 40, 50, 60. And also, if there's men listening to this, you can do this as well because we all go through this. And I've got some really good male friends at the moment who are turning 50 and they're feeling this as well. So I want to make this really, really simple for you. So I've broken it down into 4 easy steps. First of all, I want you to get clear. What do you actually want? Ask yourself, what truly do I want from my next season of life? The next era, as I'm stepping in, what do I want? Is it a new business? Is it more freedom? Is it more travel? Is it a deeper purpose? Is it more friends? Is it whatever it is? Write it down. Write it down and get very, very clear with what that looks like. Picture it, say it out loud, whatever it takes. But it's interesting when you start thinking about this and you start writing it down, things will just start flowing and ideas that you probably hadn't thought of. And maybe you're writing things down that you thought you wanted, or maybe other people thought was good for you. And as you start clearly thinking about just yourself and what it is that you want, you may find that it's very different to what you thought. So there's an incredible power in actually taking time out for yourself and thinking about it. Because I know for myself, when I was not in a great place, I had a lot of people telling me what I should do. And all of it was coming from a very, very loving place. But I got very confused. I got really confused, and because there was just so much noise going on. And it wasn't till I sat down and I took time out by myself and said, what do I now want to do? What do I want the next part of my life to be? That things started to become very, very clear to me. So take time out for yourself, write it down, and then visualize it as well. And think about how it feels. I am very, very strong on you will feel it in your body, and trust your body. And this is why it's so important that you're doing this in a quiet space and just for you. So you may say, I want to go and travel the world because you think that's what you should do at this age and that's what everyone's doing. But as you say, I want to go and travel the world, how does that actually feel? Be very present when you're thinking about this stuff. How does it feel within your body? Now, for me, that just gives me tingles and I feel alive because that is something that excites me and I love travel. But I've got friends as well that have said to me, no interest. They are so happy where they are. So everybody's different and this is about you. So, first of all, get very clear on what you want the next fabulous era of your life to look like and what do you want out of that. Okay, step number 2, release. Release. This cannot work if you are holding on to old patterns, old beliefs, old just stuff that's been holding you back for so long. It could be a friendship that has been holding you back, that is no longer, I don't want to say serving a purpose, but it is holding you back. If you are in that situation, please listen to episode 2. I talk a lot about it. And I know for myself, as hard as that was to let go of that friendship, it was something that I needed to do. And it has helped me incredibly. You know, there could be belief systems that you're too old to be doing something, that you're too old to start a new business. What I have learned is our belief systems do come from a younger age. And I think there's incredible power as we're moving in to this next era that we let all that go and we release it. Now, everyone is different and everyone has their own personal tools, can we call it, that they'd like to use. I know for myself, I have done a lot of work and I have used a lot of different therapies. I have seen psychologists, psychiatrists. I have had kinesiology. I've had different energy work. I've done some amazing things and I'm still doing it. I work with an incredible kinesiologist now because I think the more we release all that stuff as we're stepping into this new phase or era of life, which is so damn exciting, the more we can release the stuff that we've held on to for the last 50 plus years, the more powerful we can be, the more clear and clarity we can have of what we now want. And we can step into this next era with so much positivity. And it's like lifting this weight that's been on our backs for so long. And I'm speaking from personal experience here. When I finally let go of a very, very heavy weight that I've been hanging on to, I'm going to say for 40 years, and I blamed it on a lot of things, and it's weighed me down for a very long time. And when I finally decided that enough was enough, that had to go, I don't mean to sound very dramatic here, but it has absolutely changed my life because it wasn't a story that I wanted to take into this era. And I wanted to let it go. And I did a lot of work over the last few years. I'm not saying this is an instant thing, last few years to help me get rid of that. So I just want to say to anyone that right now is still carrying something really heavy, and most of us are at this age, let's be honest. We've all been through things, we've all gone through tough times, trauma. It's part of life and it builds us who we are today. But with that said, we have to get rid of it. And the longer you carry it around, the heavier that weight gets. And the reason I'm sharing this is I really, really do want every single person and incredibly passionate about women stepping into the power of being over 50. And you may be 40, whatever, age you're at, but there's an incredible power that we feel. We are not going quietly into the corner. We are not being seen. I want every woman to show up clearly on what they want out of life, and I want them to shine so damn bright. And all I'm saying is it can be hard to shine bright when something's dimming your light. So the quicker you can get rid of that dimmer, whatever it is, the more powerful you're going to be. And the more clear you are going to get on what you want this next era to be for you. And when you've got that clarity and you've let things go that have been holding you back, wowza, you are going to be unstoppable. And that is my absolute dream for every single woman. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever age you are. But I'm saying it now because I think at this age, we do have a lot of stuff. We've lived life. We have lived, and with that has come baggage. So, number 2, let that go. Clear it as soon as you can. Step 3, align. You need to align with your clear direction that you've written out for yourself. Now, when I say align, it's just take action. Take action. Start small steps. You want to get healthier, fitter? Start walking every day. If you haven't been walking for a long time, start 5,000 steps a day. Work up to 10,000, whatever it is, but you can't just put out clear intentions of what you want, but then not take action. So now I want you to look at, what do I want to achieve? Remember, we've got a roadmap. So the roadmap is going to take us to A to B. You now have to put the steps in place that are going to get you from A to B. So we can't just put something out and hope that it'll come back to us. We need to take action. Action. You can put something out there and you can feel it and you can know this is the path that you want to be on, but you've still got to take action to it. It's like me putting out there saying, I want to create a 50 and fearless community. I want to do all these things, which, by the way, was never the original plan, which is so beautiful as well. But as the momentum started to build on 50 and fearless, I had to take action. I had to show up every day. I had to create the content because this brought me so much joy. And with action is momentum, it kept growing and kept moving, and I kept moving with it. So you need to take those actions. So the clearer you can be on what you want, the clearer you can get on the actions you need to take. So do you see how I love the analogy of the roadmap? Now, if we are going to take a road trip and we're going from A to B, and let's say I love driving, so I will drive for 8 hours, no problem. For people that are overseas, you probably think I'm a bit nuts, but we're long distance drivers here in Australia. I love it. But when I set out, I know I've got to get from A to B. I know this is what I'll do. I'll know the podcasts that I want to listen to on that trip or the books. I will know the food and the snacks that I want to pack with me. I will know that I'll probably pack my own coffee because I hate the coffee at the service stations along the way. So I will do that as well. So I'm putting into action a plan and the things that are required to get me from A to B. I will make sure the tank is full before I leave the house. Like, do you see what I'm saying? So, first of all, get clear on what you want. What are you showing up in the next thing? Get rid of anything that's holding you back. And then align with that with a very purpose driven actions. We can't just say to the universe, and this is where I think some people get a little bit confused by the word manifestation. We can't just say to the universe, yep, I want to make $1 million. And now I'm just going to sit back and wait for the $1 million to come in. You need to take action to get that $1 million if that is what you want. And the more steps you take towards that, and the more clear you are on what you want, you just watch how things start to unfold for you. So that then brings me to step 4. Trust. Trust. This is a really hard one, and I am speaking from incredible experience over the last year. There's been so many things that I wanted to do for 50 and Fearless, and I have probably gone, okay, I've got this idea. I want to put it out there. Everyone will love it. And it's been crickets, and it hasn't worked, or it wasn't what you wanted. So, what I have finally learned is I have to trust that I do have a plan, that I am taking actions, and I have to trust now that the universe is going to provide what I need at that very moment. And so far over the last year, I have had some incredible lessons, things that felt like this is not right, this is not working, this is not what the community wants. And I admit it, I got really down about it. And my poor friends have listened to it. But where I'm now finally at is I'm trusting that what I'm doing is the path I need to be on. Now, the reason I'm trusting it, if I go back, I've now got a plan. I've got a very clear plan, and I have been incredibly descriptive of what I want in that plan, which I didn't have before. I didn't have that. I was kind of going, oh, yeah, maybe they want this, maybe that. I was winging it. And now I'm very clear on my plan. I've really done a lot of work to remove the things that have been holding me back, to take that very heavy weight off my back. I am now aligning every single day to my bigger plan. And now I'm sitting back and I am trusting. So they're the 4 things I would love you to do. Call it whatever you want, call it a roadmap, call it manifestation. But I think as we go into our next era, we need to be very clear on what we now want. And I talk about the hats all the time. The hats that we have worn for so long have maybe blurred things a little bit for us, as in what brings me joy, what lights me up. So I would love if all of you now took time out for yourselves. Find your happy place. For me, it's by the ocean. It might be in the trees for you. It might be at home on the couch. It may be that you take yourself away for a night and book yourself into a beautiful hotel, just yourself. Whatever it is, I think it's so important now that you take the time out and think about what you want and write it down. Get descriptive. Get really descriptive. Who is the woman that you want to step into your no fucks era as? What does she wear? Does she love red lipstick? Does she love sneakers or high heels? Does she want to cut her hair short? Like, get really descriptive. And then where does she want to go? What does she want to do? What people does she want to surround herself with? What countries does she want to visit? Does she not want to visit any countries? Write it down, get descriptive, and to the point of that you can visualize this person. You can fully visualize the person, the life you want to lead. And if you want to take this even further, and I highly recommend you do this, create a board that represents that person, you. Get onto Pinterest. Pinterest is so much fun. Get onto Pinterest, get onto Canva, cut and paste and create the board of the person and the life that you want in that next era. This era, not the next era, this era that you have stepped into now. Because visually, I think that's so powerful. No one else has to see it. This is for you. Put it as a screensaver if you want, whatever you want to do with it. What I've learned, especially over the last year, and this is why I wanted to share this with you, is you need to know what's next and what you want for yourself next. Remember, this isn't about anyone else. This is about you. Get the plan. Remove the weight that's been holding you back. Whatever tools you need to do, whatever tools suit you, find those tools. Then take action and then trust. Trust. So the reason I wanted to share this today is because the last year for me has been a massive journey and one that I am so damn excited about and so proud of. And I'm so incredibly thankful for every single person that is in this community. And I want to give back to every single one of you as much as I can, because I believe this truly is the best era. We know ourselves. We're doing the work. If we need to do the work, we're doing the work or we've done the work. And so now, if you're still a little bit unsure about what's next, I want you to get really clear. Because every single one of you out there, listening, watching, following, whatever you're doing, it's because of every single one of you I sit where I sit today. And I'm incredibly grateful for that. So I want to do all I can to help every single one of you who've helped me to get to this place. So, as I always say, if this has resonated with you, and if this is something that you want to share with a friend, please share it, pass it on to someone. Because the more we can help women, well, I'm very passionate about women, the more we can help each other, the more we can support each other, the more we can find our true selves, the better this world's going to be. So that brings us to the end of season 1 of 50 and Fearless, the podcast. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And most of all, thank you for your incredible support. This was a big jump for me. I was terrified to start a podcast. I think the thing that scared me the most was showing up on video. I just wanted to do sound, but I understood it had to be video and sound, and I got over that. I got over it, and I have learned so much over the last 10 episodes. So the other thing I want to say to you, if you have something you want to do and it scares you, just start. Start. Because the moment you start doing something, the momentum will move and you will move with it. And that is exactly what's happened on this podcast. And I cannot thank you all enough. I can't thank you enough for being my cheerleader, for giving me the courage to keep going and the support. And I'm so grateful to that. So Season 2 is going to be a little bit different. We are going to have more guests. And what excites me the most is these guests have contacted me to say, can we please come on the podcast, because we love everything about 50 and Fearless and the message it is sending. So that just brings me so much joy, because our message is getting out there, that we are just getting started, that we are stepping into our no fucks era. And there's so many people that want to get on and share that incredible message and share their story with you as well. So until we kick off season 2, make sure you are subscribed to whatever channel you're watching this on or listening on, so you don't miss out when we kick off. And also, to stay connected to the community, please make sure you're following us on Instagram if you're not already, because we have so much great content there, as well as our community groups. Join our Instagram community groups. Also, we have great courses. If you want to step into your no fucks era or whatever you want to do, have a look at our courses. Thank you for being here over season 1. And as I love to say, just remember, we are just getting started. I'll see you soon.